Well, I got a lot for you to hold. No pause. He has no shame. Hold him! Hold damn, shut up, you and your fake ass top knot. That man Hold'em has Otama in the lion's mouth. That can't be very sanitary. I just know his mouth stinks like a high school bathroom. That man Hold'em says if they move, the lion's gonna chomp on Otama. Basil Hawkins pulls up to the block because he heard Luffy was here. Law was like, hey yo, failed aura merchant, stop right now. Failed aura what did you just call me? I got mad aura actually. You're aura deficient. Stop gaslighting yourself. Who even are you, bro? Basil Hawkins. The land of Wano is closed off from the outside world, but he knows our faces. I have got to boom this nigga. The samurai try to charge Luffy and Zoro once again. They get boomed once again. Hold'em was like, oh, y'all moved? I bet. We about to turn this girl into prime ribs. We about to be looking like King Fritz. As the lion was about to chew on Otama, Luffy speed blitzes the lion and punches it in the face. That's exactly how I would slime out Scar if I ever found him out in the jungle. Zoro and Okiku are still frying everybody below so Luffy can handle Hold'em. They hop on a treasure ship full of food and then start going away. Yo, Luffy's still fighting. Y'all gonna leave my man's behind? What the fuck? Luffy was dodging Hold'em swings, then peeped what happened to Otama's cheek. What happened to your cheek? Oh, nothing. I just got tortured. Nothing crazy. Tortured? Oh, Luffy throws Otama into the air. Turns into Porky's the Ace. Where'd he get the fire from? Nobody knows. He's rubber. Wait a minute. He's rubber, but he's still burning? If you could still burn after wearing rubber, then maybe it wasn't even Magic Johnson's fault that he had 8. Then he one-tapped Hold'em into the face. Then he caught Otama in the air before she fell. In the meantime, they tame a horse lady. Luffy, you may have fooled everybody else who's watched One Piece, but you have not fooled me. I know exactly what you are. Meanwhile, back in the hood, it's a lot of animosity. So tuck your chain. That man Law talking about some, I'm gonna take your life. Oh, you notice One Piece, right? Nobody dying. Shambles. That man Law just hit Hawkins with the Minato special, but Hawkins' subordinates bore the damage. So then Law struck Hawkins directly in the stomach, the gut. But Hawkins' other subordinate bore that damage too. My goodness, Hawkins truly the power of a lame ass nigga. Law tries some more, but it doesn't work. So he just ends up dismantling his entire crew. The reason why Law was attacking Hawkins was not only because he is in fact the ops, but because he didn't want Hawkins to tell Kaido that Luffy and Law are here. But Luffy defeated Hold'em. Hold'em is a headliner, which means he's a high-ranking official. Guess what would happen if such official got defeated? Kaido's top 3 subordinates would be notified. If Kaido's top 3 subordinates got notified, then Kaido would know. If Kaido knows, then Kaido would take action. Kaido is a big brawling ass nigga. You don't want him to take action before you're ready for him to take action. He's 22 feet tall and is one of the emperors of the sea. He wants to die in the Great Pirate Era, but he can't die. He jumped off of Sky Island, landed, suffered no injuries, and was mad about it. If you want to take bro out, you gotta be stealthy. Ain't nothing they doing is stealthy. So now Law's tight, and just as bro gets tight, pause, the food ship comes through. Law jumps on the ship and starts pressing Zoro because they've been making mad noise. Man, Law knows better than to press me like this, bruh. If Law ever grabbed my shirt like this,
sweet cheese,
stop the cap.
Luffy goes back to the hood to grab some water. Zoro and Okiku bring food to Okoburo town. The people there who have been starving, they happy now. Yes, sir. They changed these broke niggas' lives. Wait, that's our food. Give it back. You peasants don't deserve to eat. What do you think you're doing? That man Luffy drops the water on their neck. How did he carry the water so fast? They just got there. People start eating. Otama leaves to go back to her crib. They dip and they're on their way to Oden Castle. On their way there, they start getting hawked down by an animal with a scar on their eye. Zoro jumps off the lying dog to go confront it. Zoro's just so eager to get into any fight, bro. If there is a fade to be thrown, just know Zoro is always he's always gonna find his way there. And let the foe be a Negro? Oh no. That man Orochi is a bitch. Don't say that. You could get slimed. Slimed by who? Orochi? He not doing nothing. This right here is Denjiro. He starts talking about how the Shogun Orochi is scared right now because apparently 20 years ago it was said that 9 scabbers would come back from the dead, spin the block, and aim at his top. 20 years ago is now 20 years now. Is right now. So now Orochi's scared he's gonna wake up and get hit with one of these. Over at Oden Castle, or what used to be Oden Castle, Luffy finds out that Kinemon in them all have graves. Mind you, they're all alive right now. Nah, I'm playing, they're still alive. Kinemon's right here, Momonosuke's right here. Oh nah, what's up with this cut?
What the hell?
I'll be crying if I look like that too, bro.
Hey, I got us some Popeyes. What the fuck?
Sorry about that, Light. Misa insisted on a double date, and that was the only option.
That makes no sense. What kind of girl were you gonna bring?
Just a really good friend who has a bubbly personality.
Bubbly, huh? No pictures? I understand. Does she count as a group when booking airline tickets?
Light?
That's what she was alluding to, yes.
Is she the reason why all the seesaws around this area are a bit
Are
unbalanced?
you guys actually serious right now?
Could she fit in an average-sized rowboat without it capsizing?
Did you guys rehearse this or something? How can you even say that?
All right then, just answer me this one question. Does this bubbly personality eat more sweets than Elle? It's concerning me how you haven't answered yet.
Honestly, I think her silence speaks for itself.
Light, enough! How can you say that when you bought Popeyes? Fried chicken is unhealthy too, you know.
Misa brings up an interesting point. You proudly display yourself as being on the side of well-being and self-control, and yet you don't mind bending the rules for yourself.
You're seriously trying to pin this on me because I don't want to date someone on the north end of triple digits and eat fast food sometimes? This is low even for you, Elle. Damn, he got me.
So we all know that Dressrosa is a very long arc in One Piece. And with me knowing that, I'ma only be doing parts that I feel like that's important or just hype to me. You feel me? Because if I don't, I'ma find myself going over this whole arc for the rest of this year. And probably even next year. And I know we all don't want that. With that being said, the first thing I will be covering is when Luffy entered the Coliseum. Alright y'all, so we start off this video and not even a second later they already started talking about my boy Luffy. Well, Lucy, I guess. And they don't even know the whole time they messing with the wrong person. You got a dude over here putting a hole in a punching bag, which I find very unnecessary because he didn't have to do all of that. Next up, we got this dude over here spamming random sword attacks. Like, what is this? My boy Luffy just walked past him like nothing. You gotta either be that bad at sword play or Luffy was just that fast dodging all of his attacks. Either way it goes, bro, is still ass. Luffy was walking around like he owned the place, bro. That's why everybody started looking at him, bro. It's like, who's the little guy? And everybody who started looking at him and stuff like that. My boy just over here chilling, bro. Dude was dead ass just walking up to random people and just watching them close up and see how they fight. And then we got off-brand Krillin over here. Bro, it's not slick. Anywho, it's always gonna be that one person that's gonna try to test their luck. And it happens to be this big, cocky, tall dude that looked like he could be in Street Fighters or something. Bro tries throwing punches at Luffy and my boy was over here looking like UI Goku and them motherfucker. I'm talking about my boy was like, dun, 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 dun.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Luffy little arm self grabbed this big cocky arm dude and started spinning him around in circles, bro. First off, if I was watching this and I seen this, I would have been like, yo, you got it. Anywho, before I get off topic, let's talk about Block A.
Before I got bit by a spider, me must have got bit by a goat. I used to dream as a kid I would grow to be one I hope.
Alright, so before I actually start Block A, let me give y'all a little rundown what this is actually about. So, for each block, there's a battle royale going on. And I'm pretty sure we all should know what a battle royale is. The last man standing get to move on to the next round. Also, they put Ace Devil Fruit up for a prize, so you already know people finna go crazy. Sadly, we didn't get too much in Block A because this man Burgess, or however you say his name, dude was fighting randoms and he just obliterated them easily. They realized that he was too OP, so they had to jump this man. Too bad for them, that did not work out too well. I don't know what type of manpower bro will have, but the fact that he was able to send all of them flying up in the air like this, at this point we already knew who the winner was gonna be. And it wasn't just little niggas too, he had even big niggas flying down from the sky, bro. Like, it's crazy. After bro knew that his dub was confirmed, he took that bag off his face and showed everybody his face, bro. Bro couldn't take it no more. He was dying to let them see his identity. Anyways, y'all get it. He went Block A. It's time to talk about Block B, which I'll be handing over to my boy Kev.
Oh yeah, now we on Block B, where Luffy's #1 glazer already putting on a show. He threw this black orb in the air and had the entire arena panicking. They thought he caught in a kill streak, thought they was about to get hit with an airstrike. Huh? Oh! Bet y'all feel goofy now. Was losing your mind over a baseball. I don't even know why he did that. He just wanted to ruin their day for no reason. So then Bellamy alongside the other fighters make their way up. A gang of defaults run up and yo bro, put your tongue back in your mouth. You're not that excited. But the first gets knocked down and used as a trampoline. These two got...
Well, hello there, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ninja Zane. I'm very excited to share this video today with you. This is going to be a follow-up to a video I made roughly 9 years ago in 2016. That video covered the minimum amount of characters to beat the game in LEGO Dimensions Year 1. At that time, I didn't really know how big the game was going to be. Obviously, the game did get canceled after 2 years. It was supposed to go 3. If you want to watch that video, it is a very outdated video now, and I was a lot younger. But it is linked up in the iCard and in the description below. But we're going to be talking about all the characters that are required to beat the game, and it's 1,016 gold bricks. This is going to have a few disclaimers. The first disclaimer is this is a minimum characters guide. That means that if you want to play as like Superman or some other characters, you can, but they are technically not required in the minimum characters guide. There are other character combinations where maybe you can take a couple of these characters out and replace them with other characters, but it might take more than one character to do that. Just because you have to have certain characters to beat the game, and certain characters are needed for certain abilities. It's a little bit confusing, so I'm going to try and clarify it the best I can when I'm talking about each individual pack. There is a total of 40 characters you can see here. This is both from Year 1 and Year 2. Year 1 has the blue bases and Year 2 has the gold bases. There are like 3 or 4 more characters required from Year 2 than Year 1. That is mostly because Year 2 has more franchises than Year 1. Now, if you're watching the video from 9 years ago, which I will have linked in the iCard up above if you want to compare that one to this one, there are some specific characters from that guide that are no longer included. So we're going to take a look specifically at the characters needed to complete the entire game, not just Year 1. We are going to also assume that we're not using Hire a Hero in this guide. So there are some characters that maybe you can hire in the game that might prevent them from being needed in the game. This is assuming we're never going to use Hire a Hero in the game. There are also a couple of weird exceptions with team packs here. Pretty much every team pack that is going to be in this guide, you don't need both characters from the team pack. So if you wanted to buy this off of like Bricklink or something like that, where you only have to buy one of the characters, or you just want to get one of the tags. I know that NFC tags are a thing now. You only technically need one of those characters. So I will talk about which character is needed or preferred in some cases a little bit later when I talk about those individual packs. We're going to go ahead and go in order of the waves that the franchise was introduced in. So there might be a couple of packs that look a little out of order depending on the wave that they were in. That's just because their franchise was introduced in an earlier wave. So we're going to go ahead and get into this video now. Let's talk about our first pack.
So we're going to go ahead and get into our first pack here. This is going to be the quintessential pack that you need to play any of this game and any of these characters. You're going to need this pack because it has the game and it has the toy pad, which are going to be 2 essential things to be playing this game. Now this also includes Batman, Gandalf, and Wyldstyle, which are your main 3 characters throughout the course of the LEGO Dimensions story. One fun fact about Batman, Gandalf, and Wyldstyle is technically you don't actually need them to beat the base game. Now you might be wondering, isn't the first thing you need to do putting Batman on the toy pad? Yes, but there's a way around that. If you wait 2 minutes, it actually starts the cutscene, and it does that for Gandalf and Wyldstyle. And there's another point after all 3 of those cutscenes where you need to put Wyldstyle, Gandalf, and Batman on the toy pad again. If you wait 2 minutes for each character again, it gets you past that cutscene, and at that point you... Hey guys, Ninja Zane here, and today we have a little bit of an update video to our minimum characters guide for LEGO Dimensions. I did actually make an error in that video, and we're going to be basically explaining what the error is and how to resolve it here with one of the characters. Now this video is intended to be used alongside that original minimum characters guide video, so if you're watching this, please watch the minimum characters guide first. It is a little bit long, but it is very extensive on why we need these characters that we do. This is just going to go over one of the character abilities that we kind of missed in that video, so if you're going to be following along with the minimum characters guide and playthrough, I highly recommend going along to that video first before watching this one. Now, if you have watched all of the original videos of the playthrough so far, this is specifically coming out when it is because I have just finished the main story in that playthrough, and the next part tomorrow will be kind of a transition video going over what we're going to be doing next. So that's why this video is coming out when it is. And if you want to watch all of the videos in that playlist, it is linked in the description below as well. Now, the ability that we're going to be going over today here is the ice ability, and it's actually kind of also the freeze breath ability, which is specifically only used by a few characters in the game. And we have 3 characters that we're kind of going to be going over that use that ability, and 2 of them use a vehicle, and 1 of them is one of the characters. And you'll see here that it's going to be Zane, Sensei Wu, and Blossom. Blossom is the only one where it's the character that we're going to be talking about itself that can use that ability. The other 2, it's going to actually be rebuilds of their vehicles. Now, there are 3 gold bricks that are specifically used with the freeze ability, and we're going to go over all 3 of them. Technically, all of these characters can get 2 of them, and the third one is kind of that question mark gold brick that we're going to be going over and why we need certain characters for that gold brick. And the gold bricks that we're going to be talking about today, one is going to be in the Teen Titans Go world, one of them is going to be in the Powerpuff Girls world, and one is going to be in the Goonies world. So we'll mention where each of those are and how each character can get that gold brick. So let's get into that. Alright, so the first gold brick that we're going to be talking about here is in the Teen Titans Go world, and this is going to be used by the Ferris wheel in the amusement park. This gold brick is basically just designed around using Blossom for it, which is why Blossom is going to be the recommended character if you're going specifically for this gold brick. The first part of this is going to be some flames around a control box for the Ferris wheel, and you're going to need someone who can put out fire. Now, technically, you can use someone that has the water ability. In this example, I have Newt that is being used here, but you can also use someone like Blossom to get this gold brick with that ability. And the section after that is when you're actually going to need the freeze breath ability. For some reason, once you put that fire out, you're going to need to use the freeze breath to make sure that the control box is actually at a suitable level in order to use the Ferris wheel again. Now, there are 3 different ways with these 3 characters to get this freeze breath done. If you're just using Blossom, obviously you use her freeze breath and bada bang bada boom, you have made the control box frozen. And there you go with Blossom. Very simple, very easy. Now with Sensei Wu's rebuild with his vehicle, also fairly simple. You'll put it at the 3rd rebuild, and when you have that 3rd rebuild, you'll just basically use that freeze ability. It does have the ability to aim, and you'll aim for that freezing patch basically, where you'll freeze that control box, and then you'll go to the next part. And then with Zane's vehicle, it's going to be where it becomes a little bit more interesting. You're actually going to have to get pretty far away from where the freeze patch is. With Zane's rebuild, you'll just aim at that patch. I'll have to kind of fly up and down with the vehicle to actually target what I'm supposed to be targeting, just because sometimes it has a little bit of a problem targeting it. It doesn't have the ability to aim like Sensei Wu's vehicle, which makes it just much less preferable. And then for the final part of this gold brick, you're going to need